Berlin. The sudden collapse of talks to form a coalition government has left German politics in turmoil, with Angela Merkel dealing with one of the worst crises of her 12-year chancellorship. The breakdown of the talks ends the possibility that Europe's largest economy will be governed by a never-before-tried coalition among Ms. Merkel's conservatives, the pro-business Free Democrats and the environmentalist Greens. The country is now facing the prospect of new elections. That awkward alliance, dubbed the Jamaica Coalition, because of the party's colors, was considered the only viable path to a stable government following inconclusive September elections. But after weeks of contentious negotiations over asylum, tax and environmental policies, the Free Democrats unexpectedly pulled out just before midnight Sunday, leaving Ms. Merkel with few options, none of them attractive. One is to form a minority government, perhaps with the Greens. But that has never been attempted at the federal level in Germany. Another is for Ms. Merkel to convince her partners from the last government, the center-left Social Democrats, to join her in another grand coalition between Germany's two biggest parties. But the Social Democrats have repeatedly ruled out that possibility, and did so again on Sunday night. The only other option for Germany would be new elections. Ms. Merkel was due to inform German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier of the failure of the talks later on Monday, and he has the power to call a fresh vote. The possibility of a new election that could open the way to further gains for the far-right Alternative for Democracy Party, AfD, and further unsettle the politics of a country that has been Europe's rock of stability, sent the euro sliding in early trading. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy. The major German daily newspaper Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung called the impasse the most difficult crisis of Merkel's 12 years in office. It comes after a September election in which Ms. Merkel's Christian Democratic Union, and its Bavarian sister party, the Christian Social Union, topped the polls, but fell well below expectations with 33% of the vote. The election left Ms. Merkel weakened, and with diminished leverage heading into coalition talks that were always expected to be difficult, but which most analysts had thought would ultimately yield a government. Although the parties were considered far apart on key issues, most observers had predicted that they would put aside differences to avoid another election that could enhance support for the anti-immigrant AfD, which won seats in parliament for the first time this year after gaining nearly 13% of the vote. The breakdown of the talks late on Sunday night was a surprise, coming hours after reports circulated that the parties were nearing agreement. Just before midnight, Free Democrat Christian Lindner announced his party was pulling out of the talks, saying that issues that had been earlier resolved were being reopened and that there was no basis of trust. "It is better not to govern than to govern wrongly," said Mr. Lindner, whose party won nearly 11% in the September vote.